The Nevan boys have come over here working in our district, and we've got to know them, and they've become our friends.
We've realised that these Pacific neighbours of ours have real problems in getting clean water.
And so all of a sudden you get to know these guys, and before you know it you're walking around the jungles of Vanuatu because you're now trying to help your friends.
Obviously their lifestyle's a lot more basic than ours, and some of those things that we take for granted in terms of water and electricity, shelter and warmth is a bit more of a challenge for the local people.
The kids and the women especially, they spend a lot of their time getting water.
You imagine all the old ladies, every time they have to go down there and get their waters, and you feel sorry for them. Huh?
They use what they have to, but they never use any excess, and they'll go without something if they can get away with it.
Because it's such a difficult task to get it, and you see all sorts of problems with hygiene and issues like that around the village.
You know, it leads to a lot of illnesses, and probably the elderly and the young are particularly at risk.
Sometimes disease spreads very fast because there's not enough water to clean.
Like in hospitals, every time kids just go there for diarrhea and not using enough water for washing hands, washing the plates.
With very, very simple solutions that are used on farms in New Zealand and at low costs can provide good quantities of clean water.
We've got access to pumps and we've got access to funds so that we can get people pumps, and we can get water from the bottom of gullies or ravines and up to the villages. That's really, really important for the villagers, and I think it dramatically changes their lives. You don't realise how big a deal it is until you see the water get to them in their villages.
Some are just there where over time they didn't suspect to have something like that in their village.
We don't just give, we want to help people to help themselves.
Also, we tend to like to form partnerships and have local communities take some ownership of the projects that we're involved with.
We like to stay with the people that we're trying to help. We don't want to go and stay somewhere else and create a difference between us. We're all the same. Doing what they do, we try to become a part of the community. You know, we know people work hard for their money. We don't want to just spend it for the sake of spending it. We want to make sure as much of it as possible goes into the projects where it can actually do some real good.
People need water. No matter what situation, whether rich or poor, but we all need water.
Healthy life. If you've got clean water, you will have healthy life, and I really appreciate what It's Not About Us is doing in our villages and different islands as well.
You know, water is a basic human right. You need it for life, you need it to live. If you've got the resources to be able to give people some water, I think you have an obligation to do it.
Taken a lot, taken all the way from New Zealand, but it's here now. These guys are pretty happy. Woo, 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 woo.